Good morning. Let's talk about what happened at Donald Trump's rally, where there was an attempted assassination. 20-year-old Matthew Crooks, registered Republican. So they say, registered Republican. But yet the man donated to the Act Blue Foundation. And before this, he put out a video that's floating around on TikTok stating that he hates Republicans and he does not like Donald Trump at all. Previous to this, Joe Biden talked about putting a target on Donald Trump. Saying things like this very ignorantly can make people believe that there should be some type of call to action. If you're not careful with what you say, no matter if it's intended or not, these things can instigate these types of events to happen. The president should be smarter than that. Joe Biden should be a lot smarter than that and watch what he says when he's on that stage talking about things. The idiot on TikTok, Harry, that's a paid-for plant by the Democratic Party, should really watch what they say when they're repeating and saying things that other people have said, because these types of things should get you investigated, should get you in trouble. But they don't. The Democrats get a free pass, it seems. You got people like Maxine Waters talking about going to the street and causing violence purposely, speaking on a podium in front of a crowd saying that's the only way that you can make changes, by causing violence. Well, if that's the case, I'll stop right there. This is obviously what the Democratic Party believes. They talk a big game about wanting peace and no war and no fighting and stuff like that, and that is not what happens. What doesn't make sense to me about this whole Trump event is how the man had enough time to make it to the building, then get on top of the roof, and then there was like a mini roof in between, and then the main roof, and then he just laid there for a while as he got set up. People are screaming and stuff in the crowd. Hey, there's a man up there with a gun. There's a man up there with a gun. They're pointing right at him. There's a police officer nearby. They're telling the police what's going on. And it takes them for freaking ever to react and do anything about it, which is absolutely absurd. Meanwhile, where the shooter's getting set up on top of the roof, just out behind that, another 100 yards or so, is a water tower that wasn't covered. The rooftops weren't covered 130 yards out, which is an easy shot for a novice shooter. To be able to hit something at 130 yards, it doesn't take very much. But there's a lot of factors that can play into why it was missed, because the guy was rushed. As soon as he started hearing people outside the building where he was getting set up screaming, hey, he's on the roof right there, he had to speed up. He had to go from laying on his side into a bear crawl position, and then trying to bear crawl up the roof to just go ahead and start taking the shots. It was such a piss poor setup by him and whoever else in general. And there were a lot of things that didn't make sense as well. All the videos popping up of the Secret Service lady, and the audio it picked up. What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? She had no idea what was going on while she was trying to surround the president and get him off the stage. She was clueless, fumbling her gun, couldn't get it back in the holster, and she looked like a freak show. There's video footage of that. Then there's a lady at the stage, or in the seating area, that right before the shooting starts, she sits down, she puts up a big banner of some sort, or display of some sort, some kind of image, cardboard image, and it looked like it was a signal. And then right after she put it back down and the shot started, she pulls out her phone while everybody else is ducking for cover. She's sitting there recording everybody. What's going on? I'd be questioning that lady. How come when the shot started, you had a phone out and you were recording? Why didn't you duck down and get away like everybody. Why were you not scared and filming everybody? This shooting happened. And that's on video. And then you hear the guy crawls up the roof. He's got plenty of time to crawl up the roof. Secret Service, the police don't do shit. He gets all the way to the top of the roof. He gets set in where he wants to get set in, and he has to hurry up and start taking his shots because he hears everybody screaming on the ground, there's a man up there, there's a man up there with a rifle, there he is, there he is. So he starts ringing out these shots. Secret Service is trying to get clearance to go ahead and take the shot. Normally you don't get clearance to take the shot. If you see a threat like that that's not part of your team, you take it out. They don't. So the guy gets off like 5 shots, pop, 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 before you can hear one louder audible shot. They probably got a higher caliber weapon than he does. It sounded like his was like a little 22 or 223 or something like that. But then you hear this one distinct shot that's boom. It's much louder than his shots, and all of a sudden the guy's just laying there dead, and it's all blurred out. Something ain't right here, man. Something is not right here at all. The dude was not a Republican. He made a video talking about how he did not like Republicans. He made a video talking about how he didn't like Donald Trump. Even though he was registered as a Republican, everything that he did and how he's lived his life is the exact opposite. And then there's supposedly somebody at school that knows him that did an interview that said, oh yeah, he was more of a conservative 2A type guy. Being 2A doesn't mean you're conservative. There's plenty of liberals, the Democrats, that love shooting guns. They're all about the Second Amendment. There's, just because you hear liberal doesn't mean liberals always against guns. That's not a thing. There's plenty of Democrats out there that love sporting, like rifles, long distance shooting, target shooting, scenario shooting or whatever, whenever they go practice and stuff. This is not a Republican-Democrat thing when it comes to who supports 2A. Yeah, there are a lot of Democrats that don't support 2A. I'll give you that. Way more than Republican. But there are plenty of Democrats that also love being able to protect themselves, carry firearms and stuff in general. So let's leave that bullshit off the table. None of this here, I'm going to play some video footage for you, and then the video is just going to end after that. But this is the shooter getting set up. This is him. This is after the New York Post put up the segment where he started ringing out the shots and then got shot. And then you can see the lady in the stand with the phone, and the Secret Service agent that obviously had no clue what the hell she was doing. There was no communication there. And the amount of time it took them to get him off the stage. If I was Donald Trump, I wouldn't be trusting the Secret Service. If that's how they're going to run their show, and they drop the ball in so many different ways, I wouldn't trust the Secret Service to protect me. There'd be no way. I'd ask for an investigation into what happened. I'm sure it's going to happen, but that the whole Donald Trump getting shot in the ear, and then the G Unit afterwards phase, where he stood there with his hand up. And of course people took that and was like, well, he's white, he shouldn't be doing that. Power to the people fist, that's for black people, that's not for white people. Man, save that bullshit for somebody else. Ain't nobody trying to hear all that. It just like the man said in the video where I seen that happen, where there was a girl that was complaining about him putting his fist up like that, and that's supposed to be for Black Lives Matter. No, it's not. It's not for Black Lives Matter. That fist has been around forever, and it wasn't a Black Lives Matter fist. It was just a power to the people fist, and that's all it was. And he's standing there with his fist up, bleeding down his face, telling people basically, fight back. Fight back. Don't take this. I know who I'm voting for. And if you don't, you got a problem. Here's the videos.
Yeah, someone's on top of the roof. Look. There he is right there.
Where?
Right there, see him? He's laying down. See him?
Yeah, he's laying down.
Instead, I'm here with you fighting like hell to get a Senate.
What's happening?
And to make sure we take back the White House, because if we do, we're going to make America better than ever before. We're going to make it.
Yeah, look. There he is.
Easy, because we have millions and millions of people in our country that shouldn't be here. Dangerous people. Criminals. We have criminals.
He's on the roof.
drug dealers. We have people that should not be here.
Right on the roof.
It's much tougher than it.
Get over here!
I hope he's turning this way. Be careful, guys.
What are you doing?
How much you pay for the new guy? $20? No, too much money. Hello, Mr. George. How much you pay for the new guy? $20? No, too.
She sits down. Yep. Watch this. Puts the sign up.
Take a look at what happened.
Shots go off.
She's completely normal. And then watch.
And then she's got
Watch. She sits down. Yep. Watch this. Puts the sign up.
Take a look at what happened.
shots go off.
She's completely normal. And then watch.